Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Airis Pendant, and this is going to be the larger of the two sizes. This is the 1879-30. Next size down, the smaller one, is the 1879-10, so check those both out because they're both pretty cool. Okay, let's get into the size of the fixture body itself, and that's going to be independent of the rod that it's hanging from. It's going to be 21.6 inches high, and that's going to be the distance from the top where the rod starts to the bottom of the glass, and then it's going to be 4.8 inches kind of square, and that's going to be that piece of metal, that square piece just above the socket part. The glass on this is 2.8 inches in diameter, and the overall height of that piece of glass is 18 inches. So beyond that, let's talk about how this goes together in just a second, but we're going to talk about overall height. And overall height means bottom of fixture to ceiling itself, and you're going to notice there's a range. So it's going to give you a range of 24 inches at its shortest and 69 inches at its longest. If you need this to be longer than the long, so let's say you need this to be 84 inches or 96 or 120, drop me a quick email, say I'm looking at the 1879-30 and I need it to be X, and that X is going to be a solid number. I'm going to take your email, I'm going to send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department, where it's going to come back to us with an answer. We do customs all day long. That's all I do, sitting at a desk, and it adds a little time and money, but we get you guys what you need. So don't be afraid to ask. Okay, so how this all goes together is Hubbardton is using a system of these interconnecting rods. So what you're going to basically have are these steel tubes that are finished, that have threading on both ends, and then putting them together are what are called connectors. And connectors do what they are called. They connect. So you've got threading on this, and that's basically going to put all your tubes together. And it's, you know, when you do it, it ends up being super, super clean. So let's kind of put these together, and I can show what I'm talking about really quick. Oops, put that guy on first. Okay, and then this guy goes on next. And when you do that, you'll notice you can barely even see the seam. Look how the precision work with Hubbardton Forge is so amazing that, like, you can't even tell me you can see that. So what you're going to be getting with this is you're going to be getting 3 of the 12-inch, you're going to get 1 of the 6 and 1 of the 3, and you're going to use those in combinations to get you what you need for your sealing to the bottom of the fixture. And how we put it together, to begin with, I want to show you the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this, on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's a hyperlink. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how everything goes together, like I just talked about a second ago. And how they are going to go together is you're going to put down 2 nice fluffy towels, and end to end, like bath towels, on a counter or on a table. You're going to put the part of the fixture that has the wires coming out of it, that's going to be the socket part, on one end. The canopy is going to go on the other end, and you're going to lay out all of these little parts, right? These pieces like this, and you're going to lay them out one by one with the connectors in between. You're just going to feed those wires through all the different pieces exiting that canopy, and then all you're going to do is screw it together. So you're going to do this, it's going to go together like that, and voila, you're done. And once you feed it through the canopy, then you're going to put it up, and it's going to go over a standard 4-inch junction box. This is not a heavy fixture, so it just hangs from a box like this and with no problem. This is a 5.5-inch round canopy that go over that 4-inch J box, and there's pictures of this and there's good drawings of this on those install sheets, so take advantage of that if you guys can. If you're working with a slope ceiling, this is slope ceiling adaptable already. There's no customization needed. We cover you up to 45 degrees as a knuckle right here. It's built into the top of this, so we take care of you in all different ways. Now let's talk about the bulb and what goes into this, because a lot of you guys are not used to these GU10 bulbs. A GU10 socket has the 2 little holes in it, and basically on the top of the bulb it has these 2 little pins that have tabs on top, and they basically just lock in when you go to the right. So it's a kind of a cool way of doing it. The nice thing about these bulbs is these are like reflector bulbs, so they push a nice narrow beam of light straight down. It isn't like a regular light bulb, like one of these that pushes light all over the place. It sends a nice narrow focused beam that's going to shoot down into that glass, and that's the whole point of this glass. Hand blown tube of glass, little air bubbles in it. Light's going to come down, it's going to hit those air bubbles and kind of reflect off them, making a really cool look. But the cool thing about this is that is great task lighting. So these provide awesome task lighting. Puts a lot of light down on a kitchen counter if you guys want to use them over a kitchen island or someplace like that. Maybe you want to use this in a stairway and you can really eliminate that whole stair. It's really awesome. The bulb on this that you're going to be using is called a GU10, and then the size of it is an MR16. So when you go onto whatever you're going to go onto, you might go to Home Depot or Ace Hardware or something, but I got to tell you, in my world, because I'm in the middle of Vermont, in the middle of nowhere, I go on Amazon. I'm not pushing Amazon, but sometimes you got to go there. So I'm looking at putting into that heading, that search bar, I would put in GU10 space, and then MR, like Mother Robert, 16, and then like 3000 Kelvin LED, and I'll talk about the color temperatures in a second. And then do it on a computer, not your phone, so you get a nice big pop-up screen of all kinds of things to look at. If you want to go halogen, you can go halogen. A 50-watt halogen is the max you can use in this. When you go into these LEDs, there is no max. I think this MR16 is probably 11 watts or something like that. And I got to tell you, in my showroom, a lot of people can't tell the difference between this wonderful little LED and a big hot halogen. So I would take advantage of these LEDs, especially from Amazon. I think the ones that we buy on Amazon are like Amazon Basics, and their house brand is really good. So going back to the thing about the light, so if you're going to see on that whole bunch of chart of things that you can buy on Amazon, you're going to see 2700 Kelvin is going to be the super yellow one, and then way over on the other side you're going to see something called daylight. Daylight people think is a warm light. It is a super blue cold light, a blue-white light. That's like a hospital waiting room light. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. Right in the middle of all that is going to be warm white, and warm white is going to be 3,000 Kelvin. 3,000 Kelvin looks a lot like that nice warm incandescent light we all grew up with, and that's what we use all over our showroom basically all the time. We might have a couple of those bluer lights on just so we can show people the difference when we're walking around. It's a good thing to do. Anyway, so circling back to this, if I was looking for you, and like I said, this light coming down on my hands, this is 3,000 Kelvin. This is that nice warm light. So you're going to put in that heading, you're going to put in, what did I say before? GU10, MR16, 3,000 LED bulb. And that should pop you right and narrow you right to the specific bulb that I'm talking about right now. It's also a dimmable fixture, and a lot of you guys want to dim stuff, so just make sure it's a dimmable bulb when you buy it. The glass on this is called seated glass, and what that is, it's a blown tube of glass that has little tiny air bubbles in it. And the idea is that you're going to be using a reflector bulb, and reflector bulbs push a beam of light through that tube. It's going to hit those little air bubbles, and it's going to pop and be really cool, and it just throws a beautiful light down. This is a great task light. If you want to use this over a kitchen island or in some place like in a stairway where you want a nice big beam of light going down, this is a good fixture to use. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.